Here we go. Not the smartest guys in the room. I see Tom. This is a special day.
Yeah, man, here we go. It's lumps of coal.
Everybody listening, everybody watching, everybody that stops in today, we hand out. We argued about this a little bit a couple of weeks ago. I said it was nice. You said it is not nice, but it's a good spirited handing out lumps of coal, Tom.
It's fun. It's fun. It's a fun, we're having fun, right? Like it's our version of the Festivus airing of the grievances, right? It's a fun, get some stuff off your chest, rant a little bit, have a good time, laugh, all in good fun, all good natured. I mean, I literally said to you right before we got on that I was about to give you a lump of coal because you were like, come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. And I was like, hey, you slow down or you're gonna get a lump of coal, right? I mean, it's all in good fun. We're not here to make enemies or piss people off. We're just having a good time.
Yeah, good spirited lumps, and I think we are good enough friends and respect each other enough. A lump of coal is a good, if we get a lump of coal, we can address it and say, that's a good lump of coal. Hey, I'll give an anti lump of coal to my friend David Campbell from Canada. I was on his 500th episode of his podcast the other day. So here's a friend of ours that we met over the years on Clubhouse. He thought about, he used to come on and consider having a podcast and was getting ready to pull that trigger. And then now 3 years later, he has 500 episodes of one show, hundreds of episodes of other shows, and just is a man that took action, actually went out and did it. So kudos to our friend, and kudos to anti-lump of coal to anybody who says they're going to do something and goes out and does it. So go on, Tom.
What do we have to? Should we define that? Like, what's an anti lump of coal? Is that a gift? Is that a right? Because isn't that where this whole thing comes from? Is it's like it's presents versus lumps of coal, or like all you
Oh,
get
you know what we need? We need like an
or is it
emoji that's
candy? Is that what it is?
that's a good one. Like we should give like one of like on our profile or thumbnail picture, we should give a present when somebody says something good. So okay, we're doing lumps of coal today. This is Christmas season, not the smartest guys in the room. Every year, every holiday season, we hand out lumps of coal. So the first lump of coal I am going to hand out, I have a list. First lump of coal, and you might know somebody like this. This is a lump of coal for somebody that judges somebody else's coffee. This is I like my coffee my way. Other people like their coffee their way. If you think your coffee is better than my coffee, you get a lump of coal. So that's the first one I got.
All right. Well, I feel targeted now because that was obviously directed at me, and I didn't know that's how we were going to play.
Oh, I just gave a lump of coal. I didn't say you. Somebody told me once if somebody says something and you feel it inside, that's on you, not on them. So uh, there you go.
That
Lumps
is
of coal are being handed out. The first lump of coal was for anybody who judges somebody else's coffee. If you've got a lump of coal that you'd like to share, a media lump of coal, a business lump of coal, a lump of coal over coffee, come on up and share it. Tom feels targeted already. So Tom, go on.
because that was definitely directed at me. Don't even try to pretend like it wasn't directed at me because I always give you grief about your non-coffee drinks, your coffee flavored milkshakes that you like to call coffee. So yeah, that was 100% targeted at me, but that's okay. That's okay. That's cool. I'll take it. I'm all good with it. I can dish it back, right? I'll hand out a lump of coal here for you. Uh, my lump of coal is people who cannot be bothered to learn or embrace technology and use it to their advantage. How about that?
Those people are terrible. Those kind of people like that. Lump of coal, the people who do not use tech to their advantage. What if some people only use some tech to their advantage, or they come around faster? What if they're a master of AI and then aren't so great with microphones and things like that? Those people are great.
Why would you go specific on microphones there, Dom? Did that hit home or something?
No, not at all. Not at all. Okay, Dr. Tachi, lumps of coal. We're handing them out today. So is there a lump of coal? People that don't like Spider-Man, people that don't do lives, what is a lump of coal that Dr. Tachi would like to hand out today?
Oh, companies that don't consider you good enough to work there, but will advertise to you all day blatantly.
Do tell, Dr. Tachi, do tell. So explain this more. A company that says you can't work there. I hear about this in like the makeup world, I think. My daughter tells me about certain things going on in makeup marketing right now. So tell me what you mean by this.
Yeah, no, so it's multi-layered, if I may. So one more recent example, Walmart. I don't like Walmart anyway. It's never been my place to shop, and probably because I'm too bougie. That's fine. But it's never been my place to shop. I want to get beat up every time I go into some place. So Walmart recently had a kerfuffle. You know, there are a lot of companies that are rolling back diversity, inclusion, equity, and inclusion programs. Okay, if that's what you want to do, that's up to you because it shows that it was all theater and theatrical in the first place. But then the week after Walmart rolled back their programs, they set out a series of holiday commercials featuring people of color, which is like, well, we don't care if you work here. We really don't want you to, but please buy our stuff. And they did it. The first one they rolled out was, I don't know if you all remember the movie Love Jones with Lorenz Tate and Nia Long. Well, it's a beloved cult classic, basically. Everybody, like, if you went to college during that time, you were all about Love Jones. So they kind of, and everybody has been wanting to know what happened with them. What about the story of Darius and Nina? So they continued the story basically in this commercial. So on the surface, it's great marketing. Okay, we've been wanting a Love Jones too, and you did this, but you didn't think enough to say, listen, we just rolled back programs. Is this the time to roll this out? So I was like, how dare you? I mean, that's really blatant. And I know they probably sell Audacity 2 for $1 in their store. So I'm not surprised. But it's really blatant, especially around this time that you did this. There was another one that they did with the movie Crazy Rich Asians. And so they had two of the characters from Crazy Rich Asians, and one of them donning something that she bought for Walmart for this really extravagant party. And if you've ever seen the movie, these are very wealthy people that live in Singapore, and they have these extravagant parties. So the thing is, not only are you now laughing in our faces and throwing this in our faces, you actually think you've never seen the movie. Nobody in that movie would ever wear something from Walmart. And Walmart doesn't even exist in Singapore. So it's just things like that that really bother me. And then it goes beyond like ethnicity. It's for what you said, Dom, in terms of there's this whole movement of quote quiet luxury. So people that are drawn to things, you may want to wear designer, but you may be drawn to the logos all over the place or signature all over the place. And for people that are of the quote upper echelon, it's considered tacky. And so there's been this whole movement of quiet luxury, of not having any descript labels, but your clothing, your t-shirt costs $400, but it looks like any other t-shirt that you would buy from Target. So lumps of coal to all of that.
Dr. Tachi coming in hot, fired up. I like it. I like it. So yeah, I 100%. I couldn't agree more. I think it's like such what you're talking about, what you're describing with Walmart and their behavior as an organization is like exactly it's the epitome of the sort of corporate culture that I rail against all the time, right? This idea that essentially companies like Walmart, the other sort of big one that jumps to mind is Amazon. They don't think of their customers as people. They don't treat their customers as human beings, and in both cases, they also don't really treat their employees like human beings, right? With terrible working conditions and wages that are kept down. Paying substandard wages. I forget what the numbers are, but the amount of money that the U.S. federal government subsidizes Walmart employees with because they're paid below poverty wages is crazy. But it 100% lands for me that essentially what it is it's a money grab, right? Like Walmart is looking at their customers and they're saying, how can we get money out of their pockets and into ours as quickly as possible? And humanity flies out the window. When your only goal is to grab money from people, you stop treating them like human beings and you end up with the kind of behavior that you're talking about, like this sort of theatrical, play that they believe in diversity, equity, and inclusion. Meanwhile, they roll it back as soon as they get any pushback on it from the political sphere, which just drives home the idea that it was theatrics to begin with. And then they just try to exploit whoever they can, whenever they can, wherever they can, to try to add more money into their pockets and bump their bottom line. It's sort of, it's the worst version of of the Milton Friedman's theory of economics in practice. Right. It's the worst version of that. I agree with you. It gets a whole truckload of coal, Dr. Tachi. I think you're right on the money there. So before we go to John, Dom, I want to jump in with another one of mine. So this one is a very recent lump of coal. It's one that just happened yesterday. It's not a big deal, but I had a moment yesterday where I had to reckon with the fact that I'm 46 years old and not everything works as well as it used to, and I had to get glasses. So here we are. Now I can see you clearly. I didn't realize that everything was super fuzzy. And then I went to the eye doctor and I got glasses and I was like, oh, hey, look at that. Everything's clear all of a sudden. Weird.
This is like lumps of coal meets big reveal. You look good in the glasses. There you go.
Thanks,
big reveal today.
Yeah. Lump of coal for getting older and having to get glasses. Not a fan.
Okay. John J, Carrie, what's going on? David, Lauren, Trish, you want to come up and give lumps of coal to something? Come on, share the room, whatever. We got more lumps of coal coming. I'm going to give a lump of coal that John J might agree with, but I'm sure Tom agrees with. I don't know if anybody else has been down this path. Lump of coal that I despise. I think I'm going to have a meeting with somebody, and then all of a sudden the meeting is being recorded and it's a podcast, and like they're asking me questions like, how are your finances? F you. My finance, I'm doing all right, and I'm not telling you, especially when you're recording it, and like, how's things going with me and my wife? I think pretty good, but what the hell are you asking me about this for? And does that little thing say record? Somebody was doing all that to me the other day and asking me like about my prices, and like, I'm like, what? Like, I thought I was in Bizarro world or like being punked. This is the interview. So that is a lump of coal for me.
110% agree. I couldn't be more in agreement with you. That is a load of garbage. If somebody tries to sneak attack you, I've had that happen to me. And, look, they didn't get super personal. So I was okay with it. And I rolled with the punches, but I was not happy about it afterwards. I think it's a trash, garbage, like attempt at trying to like surprise your guest or whatever, and it's a lazy crutch to lean on because you're a bad interviewer. So yeah, that's all I have to say about that. If you're terrible at interviewing, and you're not good at hosting a show, then sure, surprise people with recording a podcast and hitting them with like ultra personal questions out of left field. But the other option is to actually just put in a little bit of effort and learn how to be a good interviewer and actually host a good show and provide people with interviews they want to listen to. So, you could do either one. Either you can be a little troll under the bridge and try to surprise people with podcasts out of nowhere, or, you could be good. I don't know. Just an option, just a thought. Anyway, I'm sure John has lots of thoughts on prep work and being a good interviewer and doing your homework and all that good stuff. But I'm curious to hear what lumps of coal John wants to hand out. What do you got for us, John?
Oh, I would love to sit there and ask for specific. And number one, Dominick, I'm old fashioned. I'm a big proponent of F you, pardon my French, and it's none of your business. Or my short answer, none ya. And they go, what is that? It's short for none of your damn business. So here's what I say to people: if there's the easy way and the hard way. You're never going to get anywhere by the easy way. Until you do the hard stuff, you're not going to learn. You're not going to get better at what you do. And one of the things I tell all my guests is I don't do any gotcha 60 minutes questions. I don't do that. That's not my job. That's not what the show's about. It's your story. I wasn't there. So you tell your story from your perspective. We'll have a conversation about it. So here's my lumps of coal. I try not, the operative word there is try, not to feel like I'm positioned to pass judgment on other people. So for me to do that, and I'm not always perfect at this, I would have to think that somehow I'm better than you. I'm smarter than them. Therefore, I can pass judgment. Just because I don't appreciate something, and guess what? If I don't appreciate something, I just don't go back to it again. If I don't appreciate a television show or movie, I don't watch it again. If I don't like the way an actor behaves in real life, I don't watch what they do. I don't propose boycotts. I don't propose that. I'm very quiet about my stuff. So my lumps of coal are this: judgmental people. How's that? Those who feel like they're in a position to judge others, dehumanize people based off their occupation or whatever it might be, and therefore sit in judgment of them. I have a big problem with, especially the last election cycle. I have a big problem with that. So my answer to them is none yet.
We get a Nanya, John. Good stuff, man. I can tell there's more lumps of coal in John. Tom, do you get that feeling?
There's quite a few.
He's got more. He's got more to give.
I think he's got a couple saved up. Got a couple saved up.
You're not getting off that easy. We're coming back to you. Okay, all right. Let's keep this Nanya. Nanya's a good answer. So why do people think they have the right to judge or get so personal? I don't know you. I'm not telling you, and you don't know me. So now it leaves me to a lump of coal before we get to Carrie. On that same path, Tom, I don't like people in my DMs, especially on LinkedIn. LinkedIn, I get the most DMs. I would have a dialogue with most people if it was real. Hey man, what's going on? Yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay, tell me more. And we could start a dialogue. I hate the fake dialogue. And then I'm like, and I respond, or then I see like 10 progressive, hate it. So go. That's one, Tom. You can take that and give us, what do you got? Go on.
Oh no, I'm with you. I'm with you. That drives me nuts too. Here's one that was a friend of mine because of tis the season for holiday shopping, for gift shopping, right? And I was recently at a retail establishment. Some people call it Target, others call it Target. But I was recently at a retail establishment, and I observed something that just always perplexes me, and that is and something that drives me nuts is people who don't understand how lines work. Right. and I think it's like it's willful ignorance, right? It's a lack of sort of situational awareness, right? And being present in your surroundings, but it drives me nuts. I saw like no fewer than 5 people try to cut the self-checkout line at Target yesterday. And I was just standing there watching it happen. I was in a different line and I was just kind of observing. It didn't impact me, so I didn't get involved. But I was just observing, like no fewer than 4 or 5 people just try to cut the line. And there was clearly a line like queued up to go into the self-checkout, and people just kept walking right up, and people behind them had to be like, hey, what do you think we're all doing here? You think we're all just like standing in a row for fun? Like for funsies, like in the middle of the aisle, just cuz? Like, what are you doing? Open your eyes and look around, buddy. Right. But yeah, it was people who don't understand, and you know, it impacts me too. Like this happens to me not just around holiday shopping time, but I'm sure all of us have had this experience where you're standing in line for something, you know, being respectful, doing your sort of, complying with the social contract and waiting your turn. And somebody just steps in right in front of you as if you weren't there, as if your time waiting in line didn't matter, as if they were so much more important than you that they deserved to cut the line. But yeah, people who don't understand how lines work drive me absolutely nuts. They all get lumps of coal.
Lumps of coal for them, Tom. So what do you do about it? This is a personal struggle of mine. I don't know, like something from my childhood or what makes me angry when people cut lines. I find it like a form of bullying. I don't know. It infuriates me. So how do you handle that when you see somebody cutting, you see an able-bodied man cutting in front of a 70-year-old lady that can barely hold her stuff? How do you go about it?
So I tend to, I kind of default to the benefit of the doubt, i.e. the way I approach it is always, excuse me, sorry, but the line is actually back over here. I didn't know if you saw, I kind of like, I go with the assumption that they were occupied in whatever they were doing. Look, we all get distracted. Our minds get occupied by things. We have other things. Like I have no idea what that person has on their mind. Maybe they genuinely are distracted by something or genuinely have something big weighing on them that's leading them to be distracted and they just didn't notice. Right. So I kind of always default to that and approach it from that perspective. Like, I don't know what's going on in their life. I don't want to presume that they're a jerk. So I'm going to default to, they just didn't notice. It was an honest mistake. And I'm just going to bring it to their attention kindly. So I always do that first. And then we find out usually pretty quickly where they are. And if they're the kind of person like, yeah, whatever, like I just got one thing, or, they kind of do that move, then I'm like, that's great for you. The back of the line is still back there. Right. Like then I'll get a little bit more assertive. And like, I've never had an issue, but usually because you always have the line on your side, right? Like when you're the person who speaks up, the line all kind of like literally and figuratively gets behind you, right? And says, actually, yeah, we've got his back. There's 30 of us and one of you, pal, get in the back of the line, right? So like, just, you have that strength in numbers kind of thing going for you. Everybody else who's waiting in line who just got cut is going to have your back, right? They're going to back you up on it. So, but I always default to, I don't know them. I don't know what's going on in their life or in their world. Maybe they have something big and important on their mind that led them to make an honest mistake. And so I default to that assumption. And then I let them tell me whether I'm right or not. And that dictates how the rest of the conversation goes. But yeah, that's how I deal with it. And also lump of coal to you for throwing me a lump of coal for making a joke about Target. Like, come on, man.
My lump of coal, see, incorrect observational lump of coal. I don't get why people say, I know you call it Target, I call it Target. Why do so many people say Target? Is that really like, is it, what is it?
I think it's just a tongue-in-cheek joke. It's like the upscale Walmart, right? So it's like fancy. It's fancy. It's French. It's Target.
Okay.
Right?
So those people get a lump of coal from me, not you. Those people. Okay.
Well, if they mean it, yes. If they're saying it tongue-in-cheek, then I think we give them a pass because that's how I say it.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right. I'm with you. All right. We're back on board.
I will tell you, as my dad's 82, and every in this, if any of you have family members that are like this, is this common? As he's aging, he pronounces more things wrong. Like he'll say Seinfeld, Steinfeld. If there's a place called Delilah's, he'll call it Delilo's. And it's almost, I don't know if he's being funny or do people just pronounce more things weird as they get older.
I mean, I think, I don't know. My mom's also 82. I don't know that I've noticed any strange pronunciations. But definitely like as we age, I mean, I hopefully am super sharp. Maybe my vision won't be, but hopefully I'm super sharp still when I'm 82. Or as sharp as my mom is for sure. But yeah, I mean, she misremembers things or like misnames, or sometimes calls something a name it hasn't been called by for 30 years, right? Like there's a restaurant that my parents like to go to that used to be owned. The name of the restaurant is the Riviera, right? They always just called it Riviera, and then they got to know the owner, whose name was Tommy, and so they just called it Tommy's. So now they say, hey, do you want to go to dinner at Tommy's? The name of the restaurant is still the Riviera, but Tommy doesn't own it anymore. And there's nobody that works there named Tommy, but they still call it Tommy's, right? So there's things like that where she calls things by the same name she's been calling it for the last 30 or 40 years, regardless of whether or not that name continues to apply. So that might be part of it. I don't know. But like, yeah, I don't notice the mispronunciation. It could be willful. It could also just be like, I don't really care. I'm 82. I'm out of what's to give. And I'm just going to call it whatever pops into my head, and you have to figure it out. And I'm not going to bother explaining it because I'm 82 and I'm out of F's to give. So maybe there's that. I don't know.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay, good answer. Good answer. So I'm not giving my dad a lump of coal. Just asking. I need a clarification before I give that lump of coal. Okay, not the smartest guys in the room. This is every Christmas holiday season. We hand out lumps of coal, good-spirited things that we just don't love. So as I have a business called Motivation Champ, so I can't really be mean and nasty, although I can be direct. So Carrie, what lumps of coal, is there one you want to hand out, or you got a few? What do you got for us, Carrie? Or has everything been peachy and there's no Grinches in your world? What do you got?
Okay, so this is why I really don't like this time of year, because people become very entitled and very unconscious, and that's why I believe I got in a car accident 2 days before Thanksgiving. How can someone just blow through an intersection and do what they like? That's someone totally unconscious, or I don't even know what. But the entitlement and like you said, skipping lines and calling and saying, can I have a holiday discount or mini sessions or whatever the hell? And the business owners, they have families too. So that's what, it's a hard balance of, like you said, you own Motivational Champs, and and you don't want to, be, what's the Nunyas, everybody. Oh my gosh. But my heart goes out to you, Tom, about the glasses. I was 46 when I got my pair of glasses. And I had a really hard time with my confidence with it. I did a whole eyeglass campaign for an optometrist. And at the end of it, she said, you haven't been able to see for a very long time. And I'm a photographer. So thank God for autofocus. Happy holidays.
Go on, Tom, since you commented about your glasses, and then autofocus is a good one too. So go on.
Yeah, no, I'm there with you, Carrie. Look, I think my eyes have not been perfect since I was a kid. But I think what it is that like I had for a very long time, I did have glasses at one point when I was in sort of like middle school, high school. And then I had an eye exam, and the doctor said, look, your eyes have not gotten any worse, in years. And I would suggest to you that you don't really need glasses, that you can compensate, because I had a very mild prescription. And even these are a very mild prescription, right? For anybody who has glasses, my eyes are like -1 and -1.25. So it's almost the most mild prescription you can get. but what happened is, now at my age of, in my 47th year, because I'm 46, right? So that's how time works. In my 47th year of life, as a 46-year-old, my eye muscles that I've been using to compensate and force my eyes to focus are getting tired, apparently. And I was getting to the point where at the end of the day, my eyes were kind of starting to ache. I was having to like blink a bunch of times to try to get things to focus clearly. And it was just starting to wear on me. And basically the ophthalmologist echoed that idea yesterday when I went and got the eye exam and said, yeah, basically as you get older, those muscles just get tired and it gets harder for them to focus for longer periods of time. I am admittedly also spending more time in front of a screen than I used to. Yeah, so basically here we are, right? And it's funny because like, it's not that I can't see things. It's that this will ring true for Carrie. It's that last little bit of just going from like a little bit soft to like sharp focus, right? That's all it is. It's everything was just a little bit soft, but like I could even read the writing on the like all the writing on my screen. Like I never had trouble with that. It was just going from like a little bit soft to like hyper sharp, super sharp focus. So like that's the big difference. So I don't know. I'll get used to it. But yeah, lumps of coal for my eyes for sure. I got another one, Dom. Should we each throw out another one?
Okay, throw out another one, and why don't you tell everybody where we're at and invite our friends watching to share their lumps of coal too if they want.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so here we are. We're not the smartest guys in the room. We're doing our annual lumps of coal episode, right? Where we the pre-Christmas episode, because obviously we're not going to do an episode next Wednesday on Christmas Day. So this is our pre-Christmas episode. We do this every year. And we're hitting out lumps of coal for things that drive us nuts. It's sort of our version of the famous Seinfeld Festivus airing of the grievances. For those of us who are of a similar age and watched Seinfeld growing up, right, in the 90s. Yeah, this is sort of Festivus for the rest of us. It's the airing of the grievances. It's our lumps of coal. We do it every year. So here we are talking about the things that drive us nuts, get under our skin, infuriate us, irritate us, or otherwise bother us. My eyes just got a lump of coal for failing me after 46 years. Although the funny thing is actually, I'm pretty sure my prescription that I have today is exactly the same prescription I had in middle school. So my eyes legitimately have not gotten any worse. It's just that those muscles are getting a little bit more tired, and this is going to make my eyes kind of not ache at the end of the day, which is going to be nice. I might enjoy that for sure. So anyway, so there's that. Here's another one for me, and we'll keep this. We'll keep it light. I have some other ones that I could really dig into, but we'll keep this light, and we'll go with mowing the lawn. I hate mowing the lawn. Mowing the lawn gets a lump of coal, and I hate it so much that I backed a Kickstarter campaign for a new robotic lawnmower that has like tank treads and is designed for like all terrain and to mow very easily and to mow a bigger swath, and is electric and battery powered and kind of operates. It's like a Roomba for your lawn, right? It's a Roomba lawnmower essentially. And so I invested in a Kickstarter campaign for that. And I've got a robot lawnmower coming in February that is going to be my solution for mowing the lawn next year. I'm going to have a nicely mowed lawn all next summer because I won't have to do it because I hate it. I absolutely hate it. Hate it. Don't want to mow the lawn. Don't ever want to do it again. I wouldn't have grass if it was up to me. If it was an option, like an easy option to not have grass, I just wouldn't have grass because like, forget that noise. But yeah, I hate mowing the lawn. Mowing the lawn gets a huge lump of coal for me. And the whole thing is just dumb. The only reason we have grass lawns in the first place is in a weird vein, and I would say largely failed attempt to imitate European aristocracy. So that's it. Like why do Americans have big grass lawns? In a vain attempt to try to emulate European aristocracy, and we all can thank good old Thomas Jefferson for bringing that to the New World, to our shores. So anyway, I hate grass. I hate mowing the lawn. Don't want to do it anymore. Got a robot lawnmower coming in February. That's my lump of coal.
That was deep, Tom. Who knew mowing the lawn was so deep? Tom got very philosophical about the grass in his front yard.
Hey man, I'm not messing around. My lumps of coal are well thought out, well reasoned.
Okay, so then I'll give you a well-reasoned, quick one, and then we'll get to my buddy Jim. I want him to validate a story for me and pass out his lump of coal. So I'm big about being on message, like on message, on brand. I think like really you owe it to your audience, you owe it to your community to be on message, on brand. I hate on TikTok when I see grown men dancing off of that isn't on, like if they're a dancer. I like one guy that I'm friends with shares like at Motivation Champs, we believe in like living your best life and share content, all like that. So he's a dance instructor and shares pictures of him, like videos of him dancing. Makes sense to me. What I don't understand is when somebody's an accountant and they're dancing on TikTok and they're like, wah, 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 like it's odd to me.
How did that go again?
Yeah, like they're like doing these things, like they're voguing. I'm like, this person should not be voguing, so they get a lump of coal.
I'm with you. I like it. Okay, I think my favorite part was the imitation, the wah wah wah.
Yeah, like they're at a rave or like one of those dance clubs where the bass is real loud. Okay, my friend Jim Ajay. First, you get to hand out a lump of coal, and then we talked about something before that only you can validate. So I wanted a lump of coal, something that makes you mad in the media world, in the business world, even if it's something that, well, not me, but maybe Tom did that makes you mad. What do you got, Jim?
Hey, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you sound great.
Okay, I'm in my car, so it's always difficult sometimes. But yeah, I think I speak for everybody in the room. We're glad that you don't dance, Dom, and we don't want to see that. So I'll start with that. My lump of coal is, and this goes personal, business, friends, everything, family, is basically anyone who doesn't commit to something. If I ask you to go somewhere and you say you'll be there, or if I ask you to do something, or you're telling me you're going to do something and you don't do it, that's a huge pet peeve of mine. And on the flip side of that, I had somebody that basically told me he would help my son try to get an internship this summer. And I thought maybe he was blowing smoke. I didn't know if I would truly commit. And the guy came through and he's trying to help my son. So when people when people make a commitment to you and they follow through, it seems like it counts even more because so many people drop the ball and just don't commit to things. So that's my lump of coal right there. That's what I got. Thanks, though.
Okay, people who don't commit. That's a good one, Jim. So as a dear friend, I am a late committer. So I don't commit. What do you
Late committer.
A late committer? Because if I tell you I'm going to be there, I'm going to be there. I'm going to give it my all. So
You're a Liz committer. You have to get the okay from Liz, and then you'll commit.
So he's saying I got to ask my wife. Okay, speaking of asking my wife, Jim. So one of the things Tom brought up earlier was people that cut line at places, and he said he's disgusted by it. Me too. Liz sent me a message. My lovely wife sent me a message while we're watching this. She said, you stayed awfully quiet about this. I hate line cutting. So Jim, when we went to a Bellator fight in California, and we were in line together. You were at the back of the line. I was in the middle of the line. Could you tell us a little story about how I feel about people cutting the line?
Yeah, you could talk about Dom's mother, you could talk about Dom's kids, but do not cut in line with Dom. Dom will literally get in your face. He'll yell at you. We were in line at Bellator. There were two lines. There was a beer line and there was a food and beer line. So I got in the beer line. Dom got in the beer and food line, and we basically split up, thinking that okay, whoever gets there faster, just buy beers for whoever, buy food, whatever. So we thought we were being smart. I'm talking to the guy beside me about 20 yards away. I hear yelling, and I hear, "Don't you?" And there were some swear words thrown in there. I hear, don't you cut in line. What are you doing?" I look, and it's Dom, and there's two guys in front of him. There were three or four guys behind him, and it was going to be about 5-on-1. And I looked at my buddy and I said, "You might have to save my spot. I might have to go and get into a fight here real quick." And I started walking over towards Dom, and then the guys backed off. Later, we found out that the guy who he was potentially about to fight because he jumped in line was a state wrestling champ, and Dom probably would have got killed. But the point is, Dom stood up for what he believes in, and he told the guys, "You don't cut." And he tried to make an example out of the guys and make them look stupid. And I think he that worked because people behind Dom started jumping in and saying, "Yeah, get back in line, don't jump." So Dom, do not jump in front of Dom. I don't care where you are; it won't work out well.
Tom pointed out that the line earlier when he was saying that he doesn't like it, he says the line will embrace the person who stands up to the cutter, right?
And they did. They liked Dom after that. So then Dom has to stand there awkwardly while these people are in line waiting to get his beer, but doesn't matter. He won.
So the last thought on that so then Tom, it turns out the one guy was this like champion wrestler or MMA or whatever. So later on, when tempers have cooled down, all of a sudden Jimmy goes, and we're walking by. Jimmy goes, "Hey, Dom, there's that guy you tried to fight earlier." And like, now I don't want to fight him because he's bigger and stronger and we're not in line anymore. And here he's egging it on. That is not cool. So Jimmy gets an end of the line lump of coal for instigating. All right, Tom, go on. What a lump of coal. What do you got?
All right. So here's one that maybe kind of goes along, maybe dovetails into what you were just talking about a little bit. It's not about lines, but it's about kind of the sorts of people I think that cut lines, and those are the sorts of people that embrace are fans of and help propagate bro marketing. I am so tired of bro marketing. Like, give it a rest, guys. Enough with like talking about your business while you're sitting in a gym with a barbell in each hand. Like, shut up, get out of here. Enough with your like be an alpha male and all this kind of stuff. Like, shut up, go home. Nobody's buying it. Go do your gear and be a gym bro and shut up about everything, because nobody's interested in what you're talking about, right? Like, I'm just so tired of it. So tired of all these Joe Rogan wannabes running around talking about how, their way is the best way, and 10x this and multiply that and make $1 million while you're lifting in the gym, bro. Like, get out of here. Just shut up and go home. I'm over it. Bro marketing is coming to an end, and it can't come fast enough. I can't wait.
I don't know about this bro marketing. I know about the 10x, but I didn't know about this bro marketing. So where am I going to see bro marketing?
Oh, I mean, it's Grant Cardone and Alex Hormozy. Like, they're the sort of like, they're the bro marketing champs. Like, those two guys are like, they've made a ton of money off of selling this, like this bullshit ideal that they try to get people to buy into. And it's all a fucking pyramid scheme. Pardon my French, right? Like, it's all a pyramid scheme. It's just different ways to sell you their BS, right? So that they can get money from you. It's not going to help you. It helps them. That's all it's about. It's a money grab. It's bull. It sucks. Bro marketing is trash. And I think its days are numbered. And I can't wait for it to all come tumbling down.
Tom, you got a lot of feedback on that. Jason mentioned something. So let's see. Jason's laughing. Victoria says brotism needs to die. First I've heard bro marketing sounds like Andrew Tate. Whoa, look at this. Can't stand.
100%, John. Andrew Tate is another one of the bro marketing
He's a piece of
idiots.
shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
POS
100%.
poser.
All
Yep.
right. Now let's go on here. Jim,
100%.
you responded. You were clapping. Is there something you wanted to add to that?
No, I agree with Tom. Like, you know, they call it multi-level marketing, Tom. You got to get it right. It's not a pyramid scheme. But what I laugh at is, and Dom, you said you don't know what that is. There's a certain insurance company that we've talked about locally that you'll see their guys with these beautiful luxury cars and beautiful custom suits and out to dinner each night at these wonderful restaurants. Every single time there's a picture taken and they're saying, this can be you if you do this, if you work hard, if you do this. Now, when you look at people like that, I always have a certain number of questions that I want to ask. Number one, how many people are underneath you? Because that's the only way you're making money. And number two, what's the turnover rate within your company? Because I guarantee you, 80 or 90% of the people start with the idea that they're going to get rich. And as soon as they realize they may have to work or do anything to make money, they're done because everybody is in a get rich quick right away scheme, especially younger kids. And that's half the problem with when kids come out of college. They want to make $100 grand every year starting off, and it just doesn't work that way. You got to work your way up. So yeah, that bro marketing definitely they're trying to go for the low-hanging fruit, Tom, and getting those people excited. And obviously it works for them, but I don't know that it's working for the people that fall for it. That's all.
Yeah, it works for 100%, Jim. And I think I don't know. I think in a lot of cases, like not 100% of the time, but in a lot of cases, an MLM or, multi-level marketing structure is a pyramid scheme in a lot of cases. It's not always, but in a lot of cases it is. It's kind of a nice, polite business term for a pyramid scheme. But yeah, you're 100% right. Like basically they prey on people in the short term. And if you look at them, like they have a huge, all of these people have a huge churn. And when you look at everything they do is designed to sell you into sort of the next level of their process, right? So it's like, so first you buy an online, like a BS online course that's like 3 videos that don't really help you do anything. But then if you want to keep going, then you have to pay for like a seminar thing, and then you have to buy a ticket to an event, and then you have to do this, then you have to do that, and everything costs a little bit more. And yeah, so anyway, like that's how we end up with the success of this sort of bro marketing. As Dr. Tachi said, she can't stand like podcast bros. It's the same trash, but it's basically people doing a quick money grab. It's cheap marketing. It's like cheap sales tricks to try to get people to buy something under false pretenses with, over promising and under delivering. And I'm super over it. And I think its days are numbered. So yeah. So anyway, bro marketing. And I appreciate that everybody else in this room seems to be on board with that with me. I like that, we've created a community where bro marketing is not to be tolerated. I'm a fan of that. So I'm a fan of all of you because of that. So thanks, guys. So let's go around again real quick. We'll go around the horn. We're not going to do a show and tell this week. We're just gonna air the grievances, keep the ball rolling. So let's go around the horn again one more time. I got Dr. Tachi. Dr. Tachi, you got another quick lump of coal you want to hand out today?
I do, but did we skip Jason?
Oh, you're right. We did. I apologize, Jason. Dr. Tachi, thank you very much. Jason, give us a quick lump of coal if you could.
Here's my lump of coal, and it's actually a seed. I'm sick of people complaining about complaining. I can't stand it. If you're complaining about things you don't yourself are worried about else, it's a you problem and not a them problem. I don't care whether it's an MLM, an LLM, or whatever. If you're complaining about anyone else, about how they do and what they're doing, you're not paying attention to your lane or vision. Lump of coal. It's not just to what you guys were saying before, but it's like keep track of your complaints. And And with the addition, what really shined light on why I'm saying that is because I've been studying Stoicism, and there is this term called Broicism, which people like Andrew Tate and others associate that with, which is vanity. That, but in the reality is Stoicism is not so being successful, being able to handle your life in turn, what you control inside. So if you don't watch what you say to other people are saying about you and leveraging you at every turn you make. Look at your progress and your process for your access and for your profits. That's what my only lump of coal. It's all packed into one. There you go.
All right. Thanks, Jason. Lumps of coal complaining about complaining. I think. I don't know. Anyway, it's a complaint. It's an Ouroboros of complaints. Anyway, Dr. Tachi just had to figure out a way to work in the word Ouroboros. Dr. Tachi, what do you got? What do you get? You got another lump of coal for us?
I do. People who call things like communication, etc., soft skills. That's rubbish. They do that as a juxtaposition against other things, right? So same thing with like majors in college, things that are rooted in the sciences and maths are more important than things like psychology, etc. Well, this is why we have doctors who have no bedside manner. This is why we have tech companies that fold all the time because they don't know how to deal with and talk to the people that they're actively trying to get to adopt their technology, etc. So I submit to you as a communication person, it is not a soft skill. In fact, it's more important than the actual technology because you need to get people to believe in what you say and to grasp on to this new technology. So, not that it's not important, but how are you going to get us to want to have it? Communication is not a soft skill, it is a necessary hard skill. I'm complete.
I couldn't agree with you more, Dr. Tachi. I appreciate that as a fellow communications person. I 100% agree. Couldn't possibly agree with you more, and that's all I'm going to say. Because I think what you said stands on its own very well and doesn't need any addition from me. So, John, another quick lump of coal from you, my friend.
My biggest lump of coal is going to be as one they brought on themselves: the legacy media and celebrities overvaluing their opinions on the American public. So that's my biggest lump of coal, and they brought it on themselves. So I'm done. And Merry Christmas, everybody.
Hey, Merry Christmas, John. I got to know. See, I'm learning so much today with lumps of coal. Explain to me legacy media. What's that mean?
Legacy media just means basically there's another term for mainstream media, the traditional news outlets, the traditional ABC, NBC, CBS, some of the print media as well, some of the television channels, the media ones. So if they've been around for a while, they fall in the thing of legacy media. And this is the time where people, and I'll close on this, podcasters are dominating the news cycle. They're dominating a lot of stuff, and it's time to take advantage. When they falter, they stumble of their own accord.
I'm with you there, John. I think we lost you there at the end. You cut out for some reason, but yeah, I'm 100% with you. And I think, in large part, it's all due to a failure to adapt, right? It's a failure to adapt to changing times, right? Like biggest problem with legacy media is a failure to recognize changes in the way people communicate and to go where their audience is. Right. They've tried to sort of strong arm people into staying with old technology and old platforms. And they're failing at it, which is kind of no big surprise. Right. So I'm with you there. Carrie, how about you? Another quick lump of coal.
I don't have any more. I think I've just resigned myself to what happens this time of year, and I just try to sail through it and be grateful for what I do have. And I think I've always just really tried to be someone who is grateful for just every day that is in front of me. So I don't have another one. I just had the one earlier. But Merry Christmas, everyone.
Carrie's too nice. She's too nice, Tom, because I got so many lumps of coals. Can I go again, Tom? Do you mind?
Yeah, no, go for it. Go for it, buddy. We got time for a couple of more. I'm not even
Okay.
going to do a wrap out today. We're just going to go lumps of coal right to the end and then call it. So
All right.
yeah.
And we're coming back around. Jimmy, Jason, get ready. Okay. One of my lumps of coal is Snapchat. I think it's odd and dangerous. I don't like it. That these things get deleted and people can send messages that are seen and not seen. I don't like it. It's dangerous to me. I don't get it. I don't like it. That's all. Over-promising. Businesses that over-promise and under-deliver. To me, just like Jimmy was saying earlier, like you show up, you tell somebody you're going to show up, be there, and then give a little bit more. But these people that overpromise and underdeliver, hate it. Okay, those are two. Carrie, see, I got so many, so I won't get people that think the sky is falling, but I won't go on. Okay, Jim, another one. Then Jason, we're coming to you, and Wendy, if you want to come up and give a lump of coal, go on. What do you got, Jim?
I'm like you, Dom. I have like 100 more, but I'll go with a quick one. It's kind of more of a pet peeve, and I guess it's a lump of coal. But my pet peeve is anyone who complains about how bad 2024 is, and then they say how much greater 2025 is going to be. If you go back and look, I bet every single year these same people complain the same way every year, and they always say next year is going to be better, but no one ever changes what they do to make it better. So my thing is, you could start your day over at any point. If you're having a bad day, you can start your next day. You don't have to wait for a calendar on January 1st to tell you it's a new year. Live every day and try to be better. And then I have one thing, Dom and Tom, just because this is probably the last show of the year that I'll be on. If you're having any more, I'm not sure. But a highlight of the year for me, and I hope you clip this, Dom, was when you called Tom's suit a cat suit. That was easily the highlight of the year. Seeing Tom get upset. I mean, seeing him getting upset about mowing grass was pretty good, and it's pretty comparable. But the cat suit episode was easily one of my favorites. I'll end on that.
That was a high note. So cat suits do not get lumps of coal. They are good content.
There are multiple episodes where Dom misnames my triathlon suit is what it's actually called. My tri-suit, and calls it a cat suit, which is a weird misnomer, which he clearly did to just get under my skin. But anyway, yeah, there are multiple episodes where that happens. So thanks for bringing that up, Jim. Appreciate it. Anyway, Jason, quick lump of coal one more time.
I'm sick and tired of people trying to use the Oxford Dictionary in their casual conversation. That's my lump of coal right there. If you can't explain it in less than a fifth grade mentality, then you're just talking over people's heads. So stop using big dictionary words. You don't even know the meaning of them.
Okay, so what was that? You're sick and tired of people using the Oxford. What was that?
Oxford Dictionary in their casual language.
I got you, man.
Dominic, I appreciate the synergy in this room, because it's that age that we've all got. And once we reach omniscience, let me tell you, we're at a whole new level. We're dominating. We're making things great. And I'm here for you. Let's go, bro.
All right, Jason. Hey, Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. Wendy, lump of coal you want to hand out? What do you got?
Yeah, man. I have a big fat lump of coal for middle-aged men who can't communicate, and then also might ghost you. That's a big one this year. Let's see. And then I also have a lump of coal for people who want you to work for them for free, and then want to determine how much they think your value is. So yeah, those would be my two big lumps of coal. Both those people can go eat some poop.
I like people that come out swinging with lumps of coal. Wendy, come on, because you did it so well. You want one more lump of coal? Come on, you were on the roll there. What else? You got anything else?
Yeah, these people who wander around not picking up their dog poop. I hate those people. They get a huge lump of coal.
Okay, they get
a
lump of coal.
You got the poo on your shoe.
That's right. You got a lump of coal too. Tom, we got Brian Swift, one lump of coal. Brian, lumps of coal every year. We give out lumps of coal. That's the end of the year, lumps of coal. This is something, whether it's media, people cutting in line. Tom gave a lump of coal to grass earlier. So cutting grass. What do you got, Brian? Quick one.
Quick one is fat people parking in handicap spots.
There you go. That gets a lump of coal, Brian. Understandable. Brian is the quad father. I've rode with him before, and he taught me about people parking in handicap spots, and then he can't get his ramp out to the side. So now I look to it because of Brian. So thank you, sir. Okay, Tom, lumps of coal is almost done here. You got a final wrap-up lump of coal for us? What do you got?
I do. I got one last lump of coal. I think I might have inspired Jason's last lump of coal with my use of the word Ouroboros. But sorry, dude. I can't help it. That's what it felt like to me. Complaining about complaining, tail devouring, Ouroboros. But anyway, had to throw that out there. I think I inspired that one from Jason. But here's
I love you, Tom. I do. I love you, bro.
And he inspired the cat suit. Okay, go on, Tom.
Right back at you. There you go, buddy. So way to get that one in one more time, Dom. Appreciate it. So here we go, guys. Real quick, before I give the final lump of coal, or my final lump of coal, I should say, I just want to mention this is the last show of the year. This is the last episode of Not the Smartest Guys in the Room for 2024. We are not going to have an episode next week on Christmas Day. We are going to be enjoying the holiday with our families. And so we won't be here at 9:30 a.m. on Clubhouse, but we will be back on New Year's Day because we agreed we're middle-aged. We're not doing anything that exciting. We're probably not going to be hungover. And we'll be here at 9:30 a.m. on New Year's Day to ring in 2025 with hopefully with all of you in Not the Smartest Guys in the Room. And we'll be talking about plans, goals, ideas, aspirations, things we're going to accomplish in 2025. So looking forward, planning for the new year, and setting some goals and aspirations for things we want to accomplish and things we want to see happen in 2025. So we will be here on January 1st. On Wednesday, January 1st, 2025 at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time, right here in Not the Smartest Guys in the Room on Clubhouse and broadcasting live all over the internet as per usual. And now here it is, my final lump of coal for 2024. It is people who cannot be bothered to Google something, right? I'm not your personal Google assistant, right? Don't ask me a simple question that you can answer yourself in 10 seconds by pulling your phone out of your pocket. Unless your arms are broken or you've lost your phone or you don't have access to the internet or some other malady has constrained your ability to look something up on Google, don't ask me. Look it up yourself. I'm tired of people asking me simple questions that they have the answers to at their fingertips, in their phone, in their pocket, on their computer. I literally have people send me emails where they're asking me a question in an email where if they just typed the same thing into Google, they would already have the answer. Stop it. Stop it. Look it up yourself. Cut it out. You all get lumps of coal. I'm not your personal Google assistant, and I will refuse to do it going forward. Most of the time. I'll probably cave on that. I'm not going to be 100%. But anyway, I don't like it. Drives me nuts. You all get lumps of coal. So that's what I got. That's all for this year's Lumps of Coal episode of Not the Smartest Guys in the Room. I know I had a lot of fun today handing out lumps of coal. I think Dom did too. He's had a big smile on his face most of the episode. So thank you all for being here. We appreciate you. We love you guys. And we can't wait to see you in 2025 on January 1st, right here at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time and Not the Smartest Guys in the Room. Until then, have a very Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. However you celebrate, spend time with family and friends and those dear to you. And we will see you next year. Love you guys. Bye-bye now.